Wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found. For brunch, well maybe we're busy. For brunch, maybe we're lazy. For brunch, well maybe it's Conquest. For brunch, or be your request. But brunch is the time that we make for each of us, where we ask Egnards dumb stuff, because brunch will always be the special time for Egnards and for me.
All right, good morning. Welcome to brunch. I'm not going to lie to you. I have a little bit of a headache. We finished our porch on Friday. My grill came yesterday. My brother-in-law came over yesterday. I sat out in the hot sun testing out the grill, had way too many beers, and I am paying for it today. There's just this throbbing right there that won't go away, and I'm really hoping that this coffee is going to help me out, because otherwise it is going to be an awful day. It is Hell Week brunch, and Hell Week brunch is, I mean, I hate Hell Week, but it is my favorite brunch because there's a lot to do in game, a lot that I can auto in game, which means that there's a lot of time and opportunity to chat with people and talk to people and say hi and do what needs to be done. So good morning to everybody. Xander, I will tell you that when doing the video title for today, I was really nervous because as I put it in, I was like, is YouTube going to cancel out this video because of the title and the live nude eggs? But I figured we're going to just YOLO it, and we're going to hope for the best. Oh my God. Let's go ahead. Push-ups out of the way. Oh, did we start push-ups already? Oh no. No, there's been no push-ups yet. Are you just planning on pushing the button before we even start TB? Is that what's going to happen? Coffee, water, protein, yeah, and popcorn. I'm sure the popcorn's not going to help, but we're going to go see Disclosure Day later today at 11:30. I didn't have any desire to see the movie. I thought that the trailers looked kind of dumb, but it's getting a lot of positive buzz. People are saying it's really good, that Emily Blunt is amazing in it. So we have to. We're gonna pivot and we're gonna go for it again, and we're just gonna see. You're just waiting. You're waiting on me. Listen. You could do whatever you want. You got to hit the button if you want me to do push-ups. If you're gonna hit the button, why? I'm not gonna change my camera angle. I might as well keep the camera angle on the single camera, right? Like, he needs to eat before push-ups. I have not eaten anything. I have had a handful of potato chips. That is all that we've had today. Look, I lowered those push-ups. Those push-ups were like 25K, and we lowered them to 10. Hell Week is almost over. It's nice. I enjoy when Hell Week is over. I can't stand Hell. Again, like, for brunch, it makes for great content, but for the week, it's just very stressful. Over the summer, I don't mind it, because over the summer, I'm sitting on my ass at my computer anyway, doing nothing. And so, next Hell Week, let's see, next Hell Week is, yeah, next Hell Week, I don't have school. So next Hell Week, I don't mind. You don't want to push anything today. Well, let's check out what TB looks like. Morning, Lady Geek. You're usually a lurker. I don't normally get a hello from you this early. Let's see what TB is looking like. Let's check the math. We are on track for 47, though I am opening up Hoth combats because people in my guild have been begging me to open up Hoth combats. I think that we can safely open them up without losing anything, even though we don't need them. So we need 78 there, plus 730, minus 370 is 438, minus 394. Okay, so we're at a negative 44, which is actually not bad at all. My mug, you could buy these. Brunch with Egnards mug. I've said this before. I put up a merch store a while ago, a long time ago with Moonborn, and it was mostly just so that I could buy my own stuff, right? So I wanted to buy myself a hoodie and I wanted to buy myself a mug, and I figured I'm just gonna throw it up there anyway. I just think it's cool to have that stuff, and I hate most merch. I think it looks fucking stupid, so we designed the merch to look like something I would actually purchase. In terms of money, I don't make a lot from it. I try to keep everything priced to where I make like $1 or $2 per sale. I just think the idea of the merch itself is fucking cool and silly and fun, and the idea of people wearing that stuff and having that stuff is fun to me. So I try to keep the price like not like $80 fucking hoodies that other people are hawking. Is there a link somewhere? There is a link in every YouTube video, I think, and there is a link on Discord in the members area, like the open members area, where it shows the roster reviews. The roster review area where you can see how to support. There is a link to the store. If you message me later and you can't find it, I can send it to you. But there's just a lot of stuff that I think is fun there. Did I get any of the good Datacrons? I have a Satilcron. So I do have a nice Satilcron. I don't really have anything else that I'm super happy with cron-wise yet. We'll hopefully change that today. And obviously, to get some of these things, like you need the MK3 reroll material. I'm just happy that I got this. I'm a little bit happy for the Zalbar Kron, because I feel like the Zalbar Kron, maybe it'll make Wookiees do something silly or stupid. We will see what happens there. We will see if there's anything there, but I don't have anything that I'm super stoked for. I have the Trench Kron. My Trench has shitty mods. So I don't know. We'll see today when we do Conquest, and hopefully we'll get something new. Let's start on TB because I can talk and do TB. TB is not something that requires a lot of my effort or energy. And let's tighten up that gap. Don't know how to feel in the man. See, he's kind of low tier in terms of GLs, but I use C pretty much every single GAC. Whether it's like C alone, or whether I'm doing a C Bane, like there are a lot of options there. I don't know how it's going to stack up this season, because the main thing for C last season was if somebody was dumb enough to set Satil and try to trip you up on Satil. Good morning, ZZ Top. Well, you could do like a C-Bane on Ahsoka. So I don't even know if C-Bane on Ahsoka works anymore after they changed anything, but I don't see why it wouldn't. Manipulation. I've heard. I saw something on Reddit about the Jangocron, but I didn't really look into it. Is it being used with separatists or is it being used with bounty hunters? I don't know. I'm probably gonna get fucked this season anyway. That doesn't matter. Oh, actually, I have to do Mandalore first. You did use C-Bane versus Ahsoka. Okay. Yeah, I got to do this before my guild closes it out. We'll see. I have a whole week, you know, even if I lose in the first week, I have a whole week to get more crons. Again, I'm just happy that I got the Satil one early. I was trying to roll the Satil cron on user's account last week, and I thought it was going to be a much harder time for me because it was taking me forever on his account. But I have it. I'm happy. Wake up, it's that time again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, grab your friends. Ba-da-ba-ba, dee-dee-bee-bee, ba-da-ba. Down here. You stopped at gold to focus. A lot of people, they focus on their datacrons in the first week, and then they focus on finishing it in the second week. I've started doing 6 refreshes in Conquest, mostly to just get it done, and I feel like because I'm in a good position, I'm in a lucky position where I'm getting the extra crystals from era battles, that I can support that right now. I know that most people can't. I'm still very negative on the changes that we've had with datacrons and the 1 month cadence and how it kind of fucks with people. But, you know, you got to do what you have to do. First anniversary of Asajj bounty hunter. People like Asajj. I don't find much use for her, but that's just how my roster is built. Sector 1 Battle 5. Oh my god, man. That's some shadow level shit. Motherfucker. God damn, man. I don't know. I have such a completionist attitude to things that no matter how busy I am, I'm like, I'm just going to wake up an hour early to do these battles. I'm going to do this while I'm pooping. I'm going to do this while I'm doing this thing, and I'm just going to throw them on auto, even if it's not efficient. My brain, I wish I could step back from things, but my brain does not allow it. Mandalore open. The difference is that Shadow will do it in 1 day. Yes, Shadow will. Dude, Apocalypse, I fully understand, and I am not criticizing you at all. I'm 100% saying, like, I wish that I could compartmentalize like that. I literally cannot. I cannot do that. Like, my head, I wake up at 5:45 every morning. In my head, my anxiety brain is going to wake me up naturally at 4 a.m. because I know I need to get this shit done. And it's not going to let me fall asleep. So I'm going to go, oh, well, I have an extra hour to do this shit. I literally can't. I try not to let that kind of shit affect my normal life. I try to be present when, like, I'm doing stuff with my family or with, you know, with my wife, with my friends. But I will find time to, like, to do the little minutia shit. And it's not good. It's not a good thing. I don't recommend or support that at all, but I do it. Though I will say, I mean, I did Conquest in 3.5 days with 6 refreshes, and I did not find it very hard to do. I didn't feel like I had to like push things very like in a crazy way. I don't really use the feet disc. I used the feet disc once to get fractures on the Sector 5 mid-boss with Leia. But the last 2 conquests, I did it a different way, and I did have a way to do it without it. It just would take a couple more battles. I'm just glad for this conquest to be done, and you know, I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do a guide for the next conquest or not. I just feel like the guides have become kind of irrelevant with the state of Conquest right now. Oh, God. Apocalypse, man, that's just like Ani. Motherfucker Ani came in 4 minutes before. I'm sitting there on lunch on my laptop, PMing him like, hey, buddy. Hey, I know you're on vacation. I don't want to be a dick. Please enjoy family time, but can you please just deploy? I mean, listen, the feet disc I don't think is a good solution. You guys know that. You're aware of that. And I think that people on Reddit constantly going, I don't understand why I can't win battles, is proof of that. Because any good solution takes into account human stupidity. And I don't think, like, yes, everybody should read, but I think that if so many people are getting confused, that like something needs to be addressed in a different way. And I've come up with solutions that would address it in different ways and be smarter. But in terms of the feat disc itself so far, I think that Conquest has shifted primarily to survive and win with feats versus debuff and buff feats. So I don't necessarily think the feat disc is something that I needed to use. The first Conquest of this cycle, I did not use it at all. The second Conquest of the cycle, I did not use it at all. This third Conquest, I did save myself 3 battles by doing the fracture feat with it. But it definitely wasn't something that I needed to do. Just without the feat disc, it does become a little bit more of a pain in the ass. Because yes, some of my characters, especially in Sector 1 and Sector 2, are killing shit so fucking fast that I can't get the buffs or debuffs that I need to get. You know, Ali, good morning. I really, look, it's bad. It's poor advertising. I wish I could go into my fridge right now and go get an egg. But I don't actually have any eggs in my fridge. So it was false advertising. I apologize. I used nudity to bring you people in today, and I don't feel bad about it, to be completely honest. He gave them to a moral emperor. Look, what can I say? My entire member section is just people who want to fuck me. And none of them are women. I love it. It actually makes me feel really good. It feels great to know that I can bat for whatever team I want. I actually told Bones, because he's going to celebrations, him and Avant and Phil and I, we told him that we are taking him out to dinner, and we are gonna buy him bougie food, and he's gonna have to tolerate it. All I think about Lady Geek is, if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, is I think about the second season of White Lotus, where Jennifer Coolidge is like, the gays are trying to kill me. Very good show. If you haven't seen White Lotus. We just finished the 3rd season. Right, I think I got this down. All right, we're going to see what happens here. Morning, Warlock. I should run TB better. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for right now, is I'm providing you the entertainment while you do all those TB battles that you should have done, but didn't do. Man, Rayrock, I heard that they won. I know people are excited that they won. All of my friends are excited that they won. I don't watch basketball. I'm happy for everybody that enjoys the fact that they won. I was asleep so early last night. I don't know what it is. I think it was just all of the beer and being in the 90-degree sun that I assed out so quickly. Once my brother-in-law left, I was done. I don't even... the game... I was asleep well before that game was over. I did see the game-winning shot, though. Somebody posted it on Reddit, and I did watch that. And that was kind of nuts, that tip at the very end. So random. Yeah, I can't get, and I've learned that from like friendly gambling with friends that no matter what I bet on, I've lost. Oh, was that the tip was game 4? I just saw it yesterday. I assumed it was the shot from yesterday. I clearly don't catch up on basketball. Talk to me when, like, the Broncos are playing during football season. That's a whole different story. There we go. It's basketball, but it's just the tips. Anybody do these yet? Okay, so they have been trying these. All right. Let's finish out our combats. I expect you to keep... Warlock, man, I would love to, like, joke with you and, like, lift up my shirt and show you some nip. But I feel like I actually will get banned from Twitch if I do that. And that is not something that I want to do. Again, I don't actually have eggs in my fridge. I apologize. It was false advertising. I just needed to bring in viewers. Yeah, I got out of the habit of buying eggs when eggs were like $11 a fucking dozen. And now they're back to normal price, but like, I don't even think to buy them anymore. You can't wait for me to be disappointed in the Broncos season. Fucking Allie, we got to the game before the Super Bowl. We were one game away from the Super Bowl. Our quarterback got injured at the very end of the game, and we had to run a shitty fucking backup. I am not mad at all about last season. I am so happy with where we got last season. I don't need to win the Super Bowl. It would be nice to win the Super Bowl. I don't need it. If we do what we did last season, I will be happy with the Broncos. If we even just get to the playoffs, I will be happy. Right? If we are a playoff contender team, I am happy. I'm gonna go drink a glass of milk. I need actual proof that you're drinking it. Micah, R9, man. R9 or bust. That's the way to do it. I promise you, you will thank me in a year and a half to 3 years, somewhere in that time frame. Mustang, we did only eggs. We did it a year ago. I have all of the pictures still on my computer from only eggs. Weren't the 92 Broncos Cartman's dad? I honestly, I don't know. I watched some of South Park. It's such a long running show. That I watched a bit of it, but I'm not like a diehard South Park fan. Okay, we'll see about the Chiefs. The Chiefs got blasted last season. So just remember, you're talking shit, and your Chiefs, they got smacked down. Get banned if somebody reports it. Wake up, it's that time again. Grab your coffee, grab your friends. There we go. Yes, all subscribers, all members get premium access to only eggs. I've told you, buy me a coffee messaged me, and they were like, we need you to prove. They didn't say it in these words, but they're like, we need you to prove that you are not an adult entertainer. I had to send them like my YouTube, my Twitch, our Discord, my Reddit account. I had to show them that I was not taking off my clothes for money. Telling you, Gungans to R10. Fuck this 9 stuff. I think there's one other player that we know. I saw on Reddit who also has Relic 10 Gungans that he did like last week. So me and him are a very, very exclusive club, obviously. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, gather. That's it. I enjoy Emperor. I enjoy that you're going all out on these separatists. I know you did Stop, and I thought Stop was going to be a one-off thing for you, but it seems like if you're doing the whole thing, then fucking great. I have my R10 Wampa. And if you do R10 Jar Jar, then you're hitting myself and Calvin. So that's a twofer right there. Did I not use Leia somewhere? Interesting. Oh, who did I used? I guess I didn't need Leia this today. I might throw Leia here instead. something like this. I don't know. Let's try it. Egg and Calvin. We both were on Allie's thing. I am terrible with numbers. I think it's Club 38. But I've learned that I'm awful at remembering what numbers are correct. We were on with Allie a few months ago. We had a lovely time. We were talking about men and how they don't get enough compliments. You can't believe that I got you and McClunky mixed up when you literally use McClunky's name on Discord. Yes, that is very tough. I do, Adis, I definitely used Leia yesterday on Kafrine. I think it might have just been because we had more combats with Vandor, and because I don't need to do any Hoth combats. Allie's gonna dom Phil with 500 subs. You know, I mean, Cassian's team, I'm not like super happy with how they do in TB, so maybe we'll nix Cassian's team and we'll see how Cassian's team does on Hoth. Not remembering numbers. I'm dyscalculic. I don't know if that's true, actually. I mean, I still call McClunky's podcast Omicron Guidelines, and I think it's Omicron Priorities. And he corrects me every fucking time. The garbage bag can mug Phil. I'm supposed to be meeting up with Phil for beers in 2 weeks. We'll see if he actually shows up. I told him that we should do a live Zeta Protocol episode at a bar. Which one is full Phoenix? I think this is full Phoenix, right? Let's do this one. Game's dead. Hey, what's up, Shadow? How's it going? Your ass should be asleep, man. What is it? 6? It's like 5 in the morning. It wasn't last Sunday for Phil. No, because it wasn't during your Club 38. It was when you were doing your Conquest and Chill. That was Tuesday. We started around like 9:30. Normally we start around like 9 to 9:15. It depends on his kids, because he is a good dad and he does put his kids to sleep. He does all the good parenting stuff, so I'm at his whim. I enjoy doing Zeta Protocol with him, but it was nice when I was doing it with Pico, because Pico and I would film around 7 p.m. Which meant that I'd be done around 9, and I could go to bed at a reasonable time. Yeah, I still have to do a Shadow Games Dead emoji / sticker for Discord, but it needs to be good. It needs to like really channel him. It can't be like some bullshit. He puts his audience to sleep. God, I honestly, I love Phil. I really do. He's got a good sense. He's the kind of person, like, if we lived closer, we would be hanging out constantly, just because he gets my humor, which is, if I am your friend, we are going to hate you. We are going to hate each other. Which is like really my favorite thing with friends, is just be as mean as possible, but then at the same time, like hanging up and being like, hey buddy, I love you. That's my love language. That's where I exist with all my best friends. Lothal, 100% the easiest fucking planet. Lothal is, it's a joke how easy Lothal is. And I'm here for it because I don't want to, like, I like how autoable it is. I did. I cannot wait. 2 weeks from now, we're going to meet like halfway. We're going to drive to a brew pub or something. I'm going to drive all the way there and he's not going to show up. And I'm going to be very mad. Be very, very annoyed. Drove all the way up to fucking Amish County, Pennsylvania, to go to the Ren Fair with my wife and her porn friends. I can't even show up. Fucking asshole. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, grab your friends. This SM33 with 1 HP. Getting smacked down. I'll see you later, Shadow. Get some fucking sleep, man. Cobb looks cool, but he's just very confusing, his kit. I don't like that he's the kit that they made chaotic. The Omicron thing should have been a Jar Jar thing. They should have made that chaotic as hell. What do we want to do here? Right, we have... Yes, we have. Now, obviously, I could use Jabba in the middle, but we're not going to use Jabba in the middle. Because this is where I actually need combats. We don't need combats there. So, Furia, how many? I have 3 of them here. What is her thing? Oh, is it Partagaz or is it this one? No, he's TW. Maybe it's... Oh, it's the probe droid that has the Omicron. Never mind. My probe droid's only 8, and I'm not bringing him up to 9 for you people. Let's just do that. Call it a day. I honestly, man, I don't read the kits until I need to. I think having 1 Omicron, to me, as a Conquest unit, it makes them more viable overall, but it kind of makes them, like, in each thing. Well, you know what? Vex is sexier than me, apparently. I don't know what to tell you. I have, like, no, I have, like, no impulse detectors. I need to save impulse detectors. I need to raid prep. We're gonna just... Oh, no. I want to kill you. And let's auto-basic, get some ult. I've done my share of ridiculous things on stream. I did my R10 Wampa on a whim for you fucks. I've brought up characters. They don't give me your shit, Xander. We'll see. I mean, I know, look, Vex beat me in GAC. In my defense, I had no idea I was playing Vex until after I had played the whole round. So I did not really pay attention at all. Oh, yeah, Jabba. Oh, oh, sexy slug noises. Oh, 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 oh. But don't fuck with me. Okay, I guess we just gotta auto basic for a little bit. It's fine. We need these points. Master of the Hut mating call. Oh, oh. 8-hour ASMR video. Has there always been an alt bar under, like, here? Because this is literally the first time I'm noticing it. I have never noticed this alt bar before. Oh my god, literally this is the first time I'm noticing that fucking bar. I just saw it blink yellow and I was like, wait a second. Well, now you see how much Egg pays attention. Let's see, we're here. How much do we have left? 309. Oh my moaning. I actually still have to look at Cunctator's video that he did in the members section where he compiled all my videos and turned it into a song. I haven't had a chance to look yet. Let's see. What are we at now? 730 minus 673 is 57. Plus 730 minus 452 is 335. Minus 309 is 26. It's getting close. Let's see. Did my two people that normally... They're still doing these. Okay. Look at all these guys trying the battles. 655. All right, we're going to keep it open. I don't care. Let's just keep it open. Let's see what happens. I guess I can do one of them now too, right? Use the Cassian team. See if Cassian's team can solo this or auto this. I've done all of these combats on other accounts. I've never had a chance to do them on my account. Hoth is not terribly hard. No, the Afra mission can be really annoying. But overall, from playing it, I haven't seen it as being too terribly difficult. All of the missions are different. There are Wampa missions as well. The Afra one can definitely be really tough. I tried doing it on auto this morning and I got spanked in wave 2. So I've lesson learned there. That there's a very specific strategy. Wake up, it's that. Yeah. I have been a bad egg. I have daddy issues. Possibly, well, that's why, Micah, that's why a lot of guilds go to Hoth, is because to get the star, you literally just have to do the fleet mission. You can do it literally just the fleet mission and platoons. Which makes it kind of advantageous. stream title is a lie. I lied to all of you. I'm sorry. I really am. I apologize. But like one of those fake apologies where it's not like a real apology. Sorry. If only there was a platform where I guess there is a platform. There's only fans. Have I heard from V recently? Yeah, V actually, he messaged me yesterday. Cassian's not horrible, but on Ring of Kafrine, he's terrible. Like, I've won on Ring of Kafrine, but it can get really iffy depending on what the opening looks like. I know, man. I understand. But you're M3 and Micah's Micah. So that's how I remember that. Anything good here? We'll take this. And ooh, we'll take that too. Nothing else that's great. Take those. Take some of this shit. Have I not played this? Yeah, I have all my rewards. The fuck you talking about? We've already done that. There was something. Oh, I wanted to go to the scavenger. I try to keep these things, so I can't remember the names of things. It's like that Bo Burnham song, Warlock. I try to keep these things at around like 300 because I can't remember the names of things. So if I keep all of these around 500 or 600 and I keep these around 300, then I immediately know anytime I'm in game, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I have to get. It's my smart way of being stupid. Yeah. Cassian, I think, is definitely better than ISB for TB, personally, from testing, but I haven't gone too crazy with ISB because, like, I don't... Not the impulse detectors, the things that you fucking buy to get them. I don't really want to bring Krennic or Probe Droid to Relic 9 right now. I don't really see a reason to bring them to 9 right now. I don't really need to bring them to 9 right now. So all of my testing is at lower levels. They can beat Dathomir, but it takes forever. So, like, I tried... I thought it would be fast. It was not, and that was very annoying to me. What... I don't know, man. I honestly... I don't... Like, as the TB officer, I do pay attention a little bit, but I don't pay attention as much as some people think that I pay attention when it comes to my undeployed GP here. Those are called gift cards. We generally have under like 100 million at around 11. That's kind of like all that I really know. I'm kind of surprised by Mandalore. Mandalore is kind of light right now. I'm actually going to close these because Mandalore is light. Mandalore is real light. Okay, let me just run the bot real quick. Update the bot. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of international players too. So there's a lot of people that start the day around like 8 a.m. here. What is the hardest rote planet? Ring of Kafrene can be a real pain in the ass. You know, I haven't played Death Star. I haven't played what is the light side one? The fuck is the light side planet for day 6? Yavin, right? Isn't it Yavin 4? I think. Scarif. Okay, it's Scarif. I haven't played either of those two planets. I find Ring of Kafrene to just be really annoying. It's not terribly hard if you know what you're doing, but like those opening barrages can be really tough. Haven without platoons can be really tough. Once you have the platoons and you have the right teams, it's not too bad. I think Braca, obviously with Relic Delta, becomes a lot easier, but it can be a real pain in the ass, especially early on. Notifications. Okay, we updated. Open. No. Recompute. No. Show deployments. Yes. Show deployments. Yeah, I think all of the battles kind of are going to get easier over time. Oh, we have from Okay, that's done. Let's reload the game. Might even be able to eventually. Well, the problem with Geonosis, with Lightside TB, is that because of the way it's structured, you can only deploy ships. You can only deploy ships to the top left. And that's what becomes a pain in the ass, is we just don't have enough ship GP to get that. Might even be able to get all stars. Am I okay? Why wouldn't I be okay? Dathomir sucks. Dathomir's a pain in the ass because the battles are so long. But I've been autoing Dathomir for a very long time. Like an exceptionally long time. Nothing I need here, right? No. All right, I guess we get to move into Conquest. What time is it? It's just about exactly the 1 hour mark, which is beautiful. I'm sure my guild is gonna... Okay. So let's go into Conquest. Let's see what happens. Just to stave off Xander, because we know Xander is going to be a dick. Yes, I know. I can do this on auto and sim. I can just sim and do whatever. Fucking wonderful. I know that, but I like to talk to you guys. SOKR rocks on Dathomir only with DS Ray. If you don't have DS Ray, pre-DS Ray, SOKR was like one of my least favorite Dathomir teams, and I found him to be highly inconsistent. DS Ray now makes him very consistent. Some things that you can do on Dathomir that make things really easy. Third Sister Inquisitors with Marak. Obviously, you can't do that in day 3 if you are doing Tatooine to get the Riva shards, but not everybody is doing that in 1 day or 2 day. Lord Vader is obviously super, super good on Dathomir. Night Sisters are really good on Dathomir. The old Night Sisters I use with old Daka lead. If you're doing a 2-day Dathomir, you know, you have the SM, and you can also do a regular mission on top of that. I don't like Hondo there, because Hondo, I just feel like, doesn't have the DPS to get it right on auto. and it'll just go on forever unless you're lucky. If you play it on manual, sure, then it's completely fine. Emperor Palpatine lead C is really nice as well. You just have to, again, kind of play it on half manual, which can be really annoying sometimes. What else do I use there? These guys, the Imperial Remnant, work really well there. I have to actually update this team here, my DS Afra, because I never bothered to change my DS Afra team after IG-90 came out. I guess I could do that right now. Vader, let's take out Vader and let's put in IG-90. Throw him in. Oh, this is in Conquest. So we got to go to Afra, change squad. G90. Throw an IG-90 and make that a little easier for the future. There's a lot of options. My GG is underleveled. I know. If only Stop actually elevated General Grievous. Let's do Gungans to start. What's up, C squared? Church time already? Or did you pop in early? It seems like it's early for church for you. Did you pop in early to say hi so you get to spend some actual time with me? Oh my god. They go right after that shield generator. Damn. Yeah, fuck you, Scion. I need myself some ruthless swiftness, some TM gain. I did not watch any World Cup. And I stayed home last night because I live fairly close to MetLife. And I was not dealing with that kind of fucking traffic. It wasn't happening. Cheers, Allie. I'll see you later. Oof. Oh, God. It's fucking Fennec with her hits 18 times in a row. Makes my Gungans have to, like, work extra hard. No, didn't watch the NBA finals. Not really a sports guy. It's not my thing. Other than, you know, the Broncos. Again, football season. Are you saying that my shield generator is shady? Hoth? No, we did TB. TB's over. We're on Conquest. We're just running battles to see if we can get some nice nice datacrons this morning. I've been finding the drop rate for actual datacrons to be complete shit on my account, though. I'll run like 3 to 4 different refreshes and get one. It's my shield generator, so it might be. It's fair. Very fair. Wait. I do wonder if they've changed the Datacron drop rate, because a few of us, Lady Geek, myself, and like 4 other people, we did track the drop rate over the course of like 3 different Conquest cycles, and it was pretty consistently somewhere around 18 to 20%. So with the change, I wonder. I don't think that they did, but I do wonder if it has been changed. Just my little conspiracy theory there. Fucking Fennec, man. Yeah, I don't think that they change it every time. I guess what I'm wondering is if they changed it after they changed the Datacron cycle, which would be a real dick move. But it could also be confirmation bias, and, you know, I'm just frustrated when I need those Datacrons and I'm dropping all these fucking crystals. All right, looks like we're starting to get too slow. Can we still win this one? I think so. I think we got it. Fennec can't take out my entire fucking team. Who's Thirsties? Sortie? I've never used Sortie under Ray, but I mean, she used to be very useful under her, and I know a lot of people have used her, and I know that that's probably what people are going to do now with the Sortie Cron. That seems to be the intention. Ray Rock, I got lucky with the Satil Cron this time. In general, though, I typically don't get the good Cron until... I don't generally get the good Cron until, like, after the first TW. And then I have to re-roll to get it. So I got lucky with Satil, which I don't know if Satil is going to really change anything, but it'll still maybe make her a little bit more powerful against, like, luck on a stranger team. No, my shard shop currency goes to the currency, and it goes to the G12 materials I need for R8 plus. Drogon. I have the Drogon one. I have the GI one from last time. I generally am able to get at least one of the, like, super good ones. So now that I have Satil, I'm probably fucked. I have Trench. I don't know if Trench is any good, though. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter. My Trench fucking blows. I think my Trench is R5. I need to dig deeper. Some World War I shit. Admiral Trench Warfare. don't care. I don't care about TW at all. Trench, my trench is only R whatever it is, R5 maybe, because I think when we were trying to bring up the bottom of my roster, and we were like voting every week, that Trench ended up being one of those characters pretty early on. Nah, man, I think you're having some trouble typing today. Is Satil good under R9? Listen, here's the thing. I mean, I brought Satil to R10 immediately. It's really hard for me to say, oh, he's really good at this level, or it's really good at that level, because I've only interacted with Satil as an R10. How good or bad a character is at lower relic levels is going to be a function of what you're facing. You know, Satil typically is there to fight the stranger. If you're fighting stranger teams where everybody's R10 or everybody's R10, R9, Satil might struggle there because they do hit really fucking hard. Especially if in 5s people continue using gas in that team. Now, if you're fighting stranger teams that are more, you know, R5 to R7, then Satil's probably going to be very good for you. Ani is someone you should not listen to at all because Ani is allergic to upgrading any characters past Relic 5. Ani's fetish is essentially pissing me off with his Relic levels. Just check this out. Time to shave for brunch. Yeah, it is fair, man. Like, you're in the big leagues now, and now that you're in the big leagues, you need some R9s. You need high level shit. Yeah, but you're not, like, Satil is not a defense team. You know, like, will Satil be a defense team with her Kron this time? No idea. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if C is still going to fuck her up. But Satil has always seemed to be an offense team. When people put her on defense, at least in previous seasons, because again, with her Kron, I don't know. My C solo does it. If I have to add C Watt, then it's not. That's a no-brainer. Is your Satil still level 1? Oh my god. I know, Sin, you have a lot of catching up to do. You have so much shit going on from, you know, a newer roster. I think Cunctator also has a very similar no Athano. I prefer Quiggled. That raid's coming, man. I know. I was really feeling it last week. And it was very frustrating last week to go into Zeta Protocol knowing, like, we had no news at all again. And again, I don't think that the cadence of news has changed from the old days. If you remember the old days, and I know, Sin, you don't, but a lot of players, like, glorify the old days with, like, the State of the Union, State of the Galaxy, and Road Aheads. Those State of the Galaxy and Road Ahead posts were like once every 3 to 4 months. So it's very similar to the cadence of news that we have now. I think the only problem now is because we get all of the kits at once, instead of like every 2 weeks, it feels like there is a desert. in terms of information. And that can feel very frustrating, even though it's not really very different than before. But honestly, like for me, I have so few impulse detectors that if I need to wait a little bit of time, I'm okay with it. I'm nervous about the next raid a little bit. Like if you think about going from the Crate Dragon, which was very time consuming if you did more than Jabba. And then you think about like from going from Crate Dragon to Leia's speeder bike chase, which was very easy. It was annoying. I hate the motion thing, but it was very fast. It was very quick. And then going to Naboo, which took forever. And then going back to Order 66, which is much quicker again. I really hope that the time expectation does not change when it comes. I think... Did my mic cut out? I hope not. No, I don't think it did. My headphones went to my headphones went to my phone because somebody tried calling me a fucking spam call and it didn't look like my mic was working. I do not prefer Naboo over Order 66. Naboo mechanically was a very interesting raid. Functionally, it was a cool raid, but it was a time-consuming slog because of the droidicas. The droidicas put so much RNG into it, where it was very much a function of, do you kill the droidica in one hit, or do you have to go back because now the droidica is going to go into damage immunity and you're going to have a problem. And that made Naboo such a frustrating experience with some of the teams. Order 66, there is a lot less frustration and a lot less time. I can complete it. I know, like, the three-man clone raid is really the only one that I think really does have RNG to it. But even with a little bit of RNG in the clone battle, I can generally do my 4 battles to hit max personal box in about 15 to 20 minutes. Whereas Naboo, it took me like an hour. That's exactly, Sin. So the RNG is right in the beginning, right? So you can like reset and boom. With Naboo, like doing the 2-man Sith, actually it was 3-man, right? Because it was Sidious, Maul, and Nude. Your RNG was at every second wave. Well, not every. It was really the first wave was easy. The second wave there would be some RNG. The 4th wave, the 7th wave, like you could be in the 7th wave. Or was it 6? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could be in the 5th wave and just get fucked. And it would just suck so much to know that you just spent 30 minutes on a battle and you had to restart. And I really wish that they would, you know, like they didn't change anything with the Naboo raid until they decided that they were delaying Order 66. And once they delayed Order 66, they were like, oh, we're going to make a couple quality of life changes to make it slightly easier. I really wish that once the new raid came out, that they would really pay attention to the pain points. Not to the difficulty. Difficulty is fine. but the pain points of RNG and say, hey, we see that this is a pain point that we didn't really account for. We're going to alter this a little bit, and we're going to make this not such a shit show to do this portion, this part of it. And I really wish that they would do that early in the raid, where they go, all right, we see that there's this RNG point that's turning, you know, a 5-minute run into a 20-minute run, and we're going to fix that. It's a huge gap, Coop. Huge gap in information. And I think that some people are getting confused because I see it on Reddit. I see it on Discord. People are like, oh, you announced Era PvP, which I don't really want. When is it coming out? Why did you announce it so long? I think that a lot of the major Era changes are going to be happening beginning of Era. They're not going to make big changes like that in the middle of an Era. Probably doing mass testing to avoid undermans. I mean, I've said it. I think that undermans are going to be significantly limited. They tried with this raid. Like, if you think about it, they really did try to reduce the undermans by changing how the stacks work if you were underman versus not underman. But we outsmarted them. I think, like, this time I would not be surprised if they legitimately made it impossible to go into a battle with less than 5 people. I do think that when it comes to the development cycle, Cooper, that, you know, there really is no winning for them. I would love to see like one full era of 6 characters plus a journey, and then one era with 4 characters, you know, and maybe that doesn't have a journey, I don't know, and then again a 6 character and then a 4 character, just to lighten things up and make things a little bit less frenetic. But I think that if they did that, that players are still going to complain. They're going to be like, well, what's going on? Why isn't there a character here? There should be a character here. This is lame. And I think you're never going to please everybody in the player base. New fleet. I think, you know, from their last announcement where they said they're gonna like they're doing some stuff with fleets, I think that we're not gonna see any small fleet adjustments, and that the next fleet change will be a major fleet change. I thought that the next thing was going to be a Leviathan lifter, not because it needs it, but just because they were gonna buy time. Until they did a new big fleet. And I just think that the next fleet thing is going to be on the bigger side, and maybe even fundamentally change fleets, which they've done in the past, but, you know, it was a long time ago when they did that. I'm perfectly happy not having to farm fleets personally. Get Leia just fucking stomping shit out. Waffle stomping. What we got here? 200, 396. So we have 396 there. So maybe we should go to 3, right? Because we get more of that. Did you find yourself a better guild, hopefully? You know, I think people have very close ties to their guilds, and they just need to know when to step out. They don't necessarily have to implement fleets in Coliseum, you know, if they only are releasing ships as journey characters, or as as Conquest characters. Not saying that they should do that. But they also could release a Fleet Coliseum. They could do a whole... I'm not saying that they're going to do this, but you could do a whole season of ships, and now Coliseum is a fleet battle for that era. You know, and your bosses are like the Death Star or like a Republic frigate or some bullshit. Now Leviathan is too accessible to free-to-play. I mean, it has nothing to do with free-to-play. It's just been out for so long at this point that it's easy to get, but it's not hard to solve. You know, like it's... The battle is autoable in Fleet Arena. And if you don't get the RNG of going first, you do like 30 seconds of the battle, and then it's autoable. It was, yes, it was, I think, 5 starting ships, and then there was, like, a few reinforcements. I don't remember if it was 4 reinforcements still, or if it was only, like, 2 reinforcements. It's been so long, but the battles took much longer. Yeah, but your LSB is, it's not going to change your Fleet Arena, because your Fleet Arena is the same as everybody else's. Or, no, I'm sorry. Your Fleet Arena is set to where it was. Like, I don't give a shit if free-to-plays in my arena have it. It has nothing to do with Lightspeed bundles. It's a 10-year-old shard at this point, so those players either had it or they didn't. You know, the people getting those LSBs are less likely to be in your shard. Honestly, I think one major change that they need to make to fleets is that the battles feel long, even when they're not long. And I think that one of the reasons that battles and fleets feel long is because of all the cinematics to pull you away. So you start the battle with 3 ships, and then you go to reinforcement, and your reinforcement plays a whole cinematic, and then it changes the camera and brings the camera back. And then the cinematics of the ultimate changes the camera and brings the camera back. And I think that that fundamentally makes battles feel a lot longer than they actually are. At the very least, I think that the fleet animations with the cameras, at least for reinforcements, should not be there. It would make the battle feel shorter. But is that you know, because if it's your Fleet Arena, it's the same people. Is that a function of those players getting an LSB, or is that a function of it's been 3 years and those players just got it? There are definitely some animations that need to be sped up in fleets, and not even just fleets, but like Coliseum. One of the things, and I've said this to Meathead, and I really wish he would take me seriously here, but one of the things that makes the Zepho battle feel so terrible is because there's 3 enemies, and because they go so often, and because their animations are so slow, it just takes so much more time. You know, it's like Coliseum with Zepho boss. If you sped up those animations 2x from where they are right now, the battle would not feel as fucking awful. The beam Emperor is so goddamn slow. And when you're doing 3 beams in a row, you're like, oh my god. we'll see how that changes up with getting an actual leader, you know, on this next set of characters. But I have kind of liked how, like, with this set and the loaned units, that you each battle, each enemy, there has been a little bit of a, hey, this is a good team for this, and this is a good team for that. All right, what do I have? Do I have extra Datacrons, or is this my last Datacron? I have one more Datacron. So let's see if we can get at least one more Datacron rolled. Let's do First Order. Really need to get these guys up. What kind of, well, like the types of games that if we had time to do something that I would want to play are things that people can, like, you know, like, aren't hard to drop in and drop out of. So I wouldn't mind a day where, you know, people who, oh, nice, I got it on the first battle, where we played Magic Arena, or we played like Ticket to Ride, or like little board games that are quick, and other people can say, oh, I want to jump in. I would very much like to do more stuff like that. It's just hard because the time when I have time to do those things, you know, is very reliant on whether, you know, my wife goes to bed early, or if she's away on business, and then I have other things that need to get done too. And then next era with this overcharge system, if overcharge comes into the next era, you know, it's just going to add another layer of having to figure shit out. And as much as it's going to be hopefully a good system because you can play with the turn orders and everything, it is going to functionally increase the time expenditure on Coliseum, which is going to functionally be increased also with PvP, with era PvP, and needing to do that. Because right now, Squad Arena, I don't know a single fucking player who doesn't just go into a battle and get out every day. Should every GL have a resource event? Look, there's two answers to that question. There's the player-friendly answer. And the player-friendly answer is that, like, yes, I support that. If CG said, hey, every GL is getting a resource event, I'd say that's awesome. That's super awesome. You know, technically they do with the Ultimate Journeys. They have that. I would not be against it. But then the real answer is that the game has a very specific economy to it. And CG puts the exact amount of materials into our hands that they want us to have. So if they were to give every GL a resource event, it would specifically be because they want to change where the gate is. Right? It's not because they want to be friendly. It's because they want to change where the gate is, and they want to get you to a certain point so that you feel the next gate. And that's the important thing to keep in mind, is that a lot of players don't realize that it's not like an arbitrary decision with resources. They're not arbitrarily saying, oh, we want to do this thing and we're going to be fine. They are saying, hey, we want to change where the pain point is. And maybe we'll give them a month or 2 months or 3 months to not have that extra pain point, so that they don't correlate those two things together, but that pain point is going to come. Right now, Relic 7, super easy. I'm telling you, end of year, we're getting at least Relic 11, but I'd highly expect Relic 12 to be released at the same time as Relic 11. What am I R9ing these days? Right now, I'm in a holding pattern. I am also starting to like kind of wait for the next raid. Waiting for the next raid so that I, you know, can be on top of that for my guild. But I also make poor decisions often, which means that like sometimes I just level something because it sounds silly. Gungans to R12 on day one. Not on day one. I won't have the money for that, but I will definitely, anytime a relic level comes out, I 100% will be prioritizing my Gungans. Every single time. Jar Jar obviously first, always, and then moving into whatever the next one is. Our goal will be to continue hitting world firsts with the Gungans. And they will like, they will fuck. Yes, Snorlax, it does. It means, I think my headcanon, I don't necessarily think that this is a conspiracy theory. I just think it's smart game design. They brought out Relic 10. They brought out Relic Delta. They moved the ceiling up, or the basement. I keep saying ceiling. They moved the basement up. They wanted people to get to a point where they feel like Relic Delta isn't really negatively affecting them. So that they can now move the needle and people won't be blaming Relic Delta. Not that, you know, I don't necessarily think that Relic Delta is... Oh, I'm on the wrong note. I want to be on Sector 3. I don't necessarily think it's the negative thing a lot of people think it is. I do kind of understand why it was put in the game. I do get it. Stranger. Where is my stranger team? I need a Jedi, right? Jedi. Sure. I don't know if user would just send me the amount of money that I would need to bring all of my Gungans to R10. I think he would call that dumb. And he only puts up with my stupidity sometimes. No, you're a guildmate with Piet and Radis. My Piet is still R8. I never brought him to R9 for the matchup. Now, some people did back in the day. I never bothered. I actually kind of liked going second. I found it more reliable winning going second. Though everybody was saying that you really need to go first for it to be reliable. Goodness. This Conquest with 6 refreshes is taking longer than I expected. It's funny, Sin, because somebody on the event server tagged Meathead, and they were like, Meathead, is there anything CG can do about somebody in my fleet shard not willing to coordinate with us and being a dick and keeps attacking everybody? And somebody and everybody was laughing about it. They were like, I don't think that that's something that CG cares about. Like, that's just called playing the game. ST drop rate study 2. What's the number of data points targeted? I mean, listen, ideally, Sharamundi, ideally, sadly, to get to like a 95% confidence rate, we'd need like 10,000 data points per. Now, because we have the first study, when you have additional data points, I don't necessarily think that that is a necessity. I am still going to be keeping up with it, just not to the same level that I've been doing in the past. Over the last month, I've been prioritizing that, and I've been doing between 3 accounts, like 100 battles a day, and it was really annoying, and it took a lot of time. I'm probably only going to do it on my account now, because I just don't have the time for that. lot of my shard has gotten R10 Revan, which has annoyed me because now it's not a 50-50 on whether I go first or not. But I just don't see a need at this point. Oh, we're almost there. Okay. Gas is really fucking hitting hard. Wake up, it's that time again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, grab your friends. Probably not, because you guys keep asking for roster reviews. I thought we were going to start up egg draws again 2 weeks ago, but then like 800 people asked about roster reviews, and now the list is long again. So we're going to try to knock out as many of those as we can today. Hell Week brunch is the least likely time, honestly, for egg draws, because Hell Week brunch is when the game, when there's stuff in the game to do. All right, let's see. All right, let's do Datacrons first, and then we'll check TB. What do we got here? Dark side characters. Are we gonna get a roster review bot? Sin, remind me later. I have to send you a oh, look at that. Django. Nice. I have to send you a screenshot of a message that somebody sent me in Guild, because it does pertain to you, and it was very funny. Let me just check this out. An AI cannot draw masterpieces such as Wampa Phil. I think that an AI actually can do that. Extortion and buff TMs. Now, if I'm using Django with Django-led BH, because I'm just looking at Tassinex's thing here, why would I want the extortion level 6? Enemies, I guess just for no days? For no days and riposte? Riposte? I guess nothing else is that great. I don't know. I don't even have any advice for Jar Jar event for the mall tier. You need to wear a Jar Jar mask. That is the only way to beat that. All right, so we're going to keep this for now. And I'm going to need some R2 or MK2 reroll materials. Okay, so it's just for the days. All right, we're going to have to remember to reroll that when I get some MK2 rerolls. What else do I need here? I have Django. I have Trench. I have General Grievous. So I really don't need, because I don't use my Geonosians. Whenever an enemy takes a turn, I kind of want the Asajj one just because of my Night Sisters. But I really do want to get the Sortie Kron, so I might have to deprioritize this Kron. And go for light side. And I'm just going to get dark side. It's all I'm going to get is fucking dark side going forward. All right, let's check on the TB map. See what's going on. 730 minus 687 is 43. Plus 396 minus 372. Yeah, we're really light on that. 730 minus 219. So we're negative 40 if I count Mandalore. Minus 8292. So minus 24. We're at a negative 16 if I don't count Mandalore. It's not terrible. But I might not open up Hoth next time. Let's see, 538 to 550. Let's bring this 200 left. I need about 50 here, and I need about 20 there. So I need about 70. So this can go to 650. Okay. And let us check the map. That was at 8:12 that I last posted, so I do not need to run the map. Yeah, Sharamundi, I know. I obviously didn't know that during the conversation, but then obviously towards the end of Zeta Protocol, right, Phil had told me how those interactions were happening in that battle, so I had agreed with him. I had acquiesced that. I obviously, you see me play TB. I don't really pay attention to it because I don't need to pay attention to it. That's my whole thing. My whole vibe is don't pay attention to it. At first, I thought it happened kind of like the Dark Trooper stacks where they don't actually die. But I don't, again, like really focus on that stuff at all. All right, I need to go to the bathroom, fill up my coffee cup, and then we have reviews, right? So give me two to 3 minutes, and we'll get into that stuff. We'll get going. And while I am on break, Bezos Bucks on Twitch. Free is always better than not free. And if you are on YouTube and you are not subscribed, fuck you. Change that. I'll be right back.
Rush to reviews. Egnards is having a break and taking a Rush to reviews. Talking to me that what pack sex should sell to you. Ooh, to you.
Okay, we are back. We have reviews that need to get done. So let's see. What do we got here? We have the Immoral Emperor, McClanky, who is incapable of posting their review in the correct place because they do have the lovely ability to go to the premium members area instead of the normal poor people area. I should teach them a lesson by just going in regular order, but we're not going to do that. We will still honor it. Let's go. Where is it? New tab, Chrome. There we go. There we go. Okay. And let's make sure there's nothing up here. Yes. All right. I just have a normal Chrome tab up right now while we look into the actual roster review so that I can play Guess the GP. It is 154. Whiskey still burns too much to enjoy. Like it. Let's see. Not communicating with my fleet shard. I'm too far from catching up to be worth it at the moment. I mean, listen, when it comes to your fleet shard, fleets move so goddamn slowly that sometimes it is worth it. Assault Battle CT3 on most, CT2 on the Inks, and Night Sister 1. Peridia is still R5. That needs to be changed. Currently working on Balin requirements while I finish the Jabba event. After that, not a clue. Probably Ahsoka. Efficiency versus fun. Fun wins, obviously, as mine is R10. Your what? Your stop? It just says fun wins as mine is R10. Come on. I'll have most of the Proving Grounds characters that I don't already own in 8 to 9 months, unless I bother to refresh or buy Conquest Plus. You really don't need to. I think you bought Conquest Plus this time, didn't you? Because I called you a whale and then you got mad at me, which is funny because I spend more than that. I'm 5-starring all marquee units. I'm getting top 60 every day in Coliseum. Whiskey still burns too much for me to enjoy it. Even that one that I sent you, the Centauri Toki, man, it's such a light whiskey. Oh, that was Arapass Plus. Okay. All right. Man, the Centauri with ice too, like a nice big ice cube. Damn. I was going to wait until I had 20 million GP so that I could say my power has doubled since we last met, but I'm impatient. You can actually look at and give suggestions for guild-related things this time as I've moved up in the world. Perfect. I don't remember where your GP was, obviously, but 5-starring all marquees, most things at CT3. No Ahsoka, pretty still R5, older shard probably. I'm gonna say, well, I guess you gave me a hint, right? Because you said wait till 20 million GP, your power is doubled, blah blah blah. So you were around like 9 to 10 million before. I'm gonna say somewhere around like 12 million. 11.4, close, but like easy guess because of that little clue there. You haven't played in a week, Henry? Fucking congratulations. Walk away from the game. I love the game. I really do. I really love Swugga. It has been a part of my life for a decade at this point. I would be in such a different position without it. Obviously, I recognize that I am privileged in the sense that I am a content creator and that I can spend my Sunday mornings just talking and making a little bit of extra booze cash by just talking about a video game. I fully and 100% recognize that. But it is a time slog. It is something that does not respect your time. That has been my big, the big thing that I talk about for the longest time. But if you can get away from it easily, then walk the fuck away, man. I can't. I'm so ingrained and engrossed. I think my mind would explode if I was like, this calms my brain when I have my frenetic squirrel energy on 3 different screens and I'm going like this and that and the other thing all over the place. All right, Heretic, let's see. We got our review, our roster, the Mandalorian. Let's see what your guild is doing now. 614 raids, 139. All right. I don't remember what your old guild was doing, obviously. Destiny. Fuck Destiny. That game doesn't... My God, why? What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not have a single... Okay, you do have Executor. At least. You do have... Okay. All right. Like, that's insane. The idea of not catching up on fleets is functionally insane to me. It is kind of crazy to me, right? Because being at 11.4 million, and we're just going to double check this, but only having 1 GL is mind-blowingly insane. I guess I kind of respect it to some extent in the sense that, like, getting there is very... Like, I feel like I got to check out. Where are you? 1.7 million. Okay, geez. When you join a new guild, does your new guild just go like, what the fuck? Like, are they like, what do you even do? How? I used to think seeing an 8 million account with less than 5 GL was insane, like 2-3 years ago. And it's just so silly to me. Are you just tripping over them right now is really the question. Okay, so you have SOK, obviously. Ray is right there. JML is right there. I think that you're literally just intentionally not going for GL. And if that's your thing, I respect it. Because look at all of this. Are you working on Jabba right now? Like, are you actively ticket farming Jabba? So you must not have Malgus or Fury class? Okay. All right, so Jabba will be corrected. You are so fucking close. My God. This is... And you want to go for Ahsoka right now, who's like your furthest away GL. Motherfucker. All right, let's check some stuff out. Okay, so you have Malgus. How are ships out of reach? You have Fury class? You have Malgus and you have Fury class. I don't understand why you think that fleets are out of reach for you. Like, you're right here with Leviathan. My God. I think that some of you people just, like, you're like, I want Egnards to write me a note. And you give me the most unhinged ship because you... Oh, my God. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the same thing that we did last time. And we will send you our note because you need a note. We are throwing Leviathan on that list. Jabba, we don't need to throw on that list. We're going to throw Balin on that list, even though I know you're... No, we're not going to throw Balin on the list. Balin, you're actively doing. So we're going to ignore Jabba. We're going to ignore Balin. We are definitely going to throw Leia on this list. Punish me, daddy. So Leviathan, Leia. Okay. Where is our profundity at? Is this really important? I don't. We're going to say profundity. And we're going to put 4-star hold on it. No. Lord Vader's close. What do our clones look like? No, we don't need our clones right now. Clones are okay. What about Ben? Do we have Ben? No. Is Ben one of the characters that you are really far away from and you'll unlock in like 8 to 9 months? Yeah. Okay, we'll throw Ahsoka on that list. Okay. All right. So we're not gonna worry about Rey right now. Even though you're like super close to Rey, she's functionally useless without Ben. Hondo is the furthest. So we're not gonna worry about Hondo right now because there's other things that are just more important to you right now. We have Star Killer. Let's check out Prettier Boys. Yeah, all right. We're not going to worry about Ben right now. Okay. We're going to put Prettier Boys on this to R7. And because we need that for Ahsoka anyway. Are you going to really disappoint me here? Master Qui-Gon's where he needs to be. Padawan Obi-Wan is where he needs to be. Perfect. CT2 on Inquisitors, Night Sisters, that's fine. CT2 on that one is okay. Until you're ready to like really invest in that team, it's not that big of a deal. The thing is, we don't really need to look too much at this stuff because you're still in an acquisition phase. So it's okay to be a little bit deficient on other roster things right now while we're still working on trying to make sure we have all of the big things. Getting closer to thirds, and that'll change things for you when you have third sister. For Bronzium and Chromium, Rey without Ben is already a good defense. It depends on who you're getting faced up against. You know, when I was helping User get from Bronzium to Kyber, I know he was a whale, but he was also, I think we only once or twice fought accounts that should have been in Bronzium and Chromium. We were spending a lot of time fighting 14 million accounts in Bronzium. And those accounts had plenty to get through Array. Still, okay. No, I mean, there's nothing. You're going to probably want to be Zepho ready for your guild. It's just a nice thing to do. So we're going to say Zepho ready is one of our goals here. So our goals right now are Leviathan, Leia, Profundity, Ahsoka, Peridia Boys to Relic 7, and then Zepho ready. C. I'm going to say C2 because C can be really, really useful, and you're just that fucking close to C right now that I don't think that it makes sense to hold off. So those are our goals right now after Jabba and Balin, right? Because Jabba and Balin, you're actively farming and you're really close. Let's go. I really think you need to bite the bullet on Leviathan. And I am going to say 1 to 2 refreshes per month. Okay, that's your number 1 priority. How's Ahsoka's fairly close? Leia is fairly close. I'm going to say Peridia Boys to R7 is your next priority, because you're going to need them to R7 for Ahsoka, so it doesn't make sense to hold off very long for that. Ahsoka 700, Leia's very close. We're going to say that Leia is your 3rd priority. C is your 4th priority, just by basis of literally how. Yeah, and remember, here's the thing. People like to talk about start a farm, finish a farm, and I think it's really shitty advice. It's okay to pick up the important thing and then come back later for the other thing. Start a farm, finish a farm is some of the most damaging advice that I think a player can get. And you're not even stopping a farm by going for Peridia. It's just that your goal is smaller and then you're going to come back later. C, I just think is so damn close that you should get C. I'm going to say Zepho ready next. And this is based on how close you are to those things, but also based on, you know, what'll be beneficial for you. So we're going to write you a little note. My wife is going to see these notes that I write, and she'll be like, who the fuck are you sending these love letters to? Take a little picture of that. We're going to find you, and we're going to slide into your DMs. I don't think the Dark Side clones are as important. I mean, listen, when I talk about goals, when you talk about roster goals, you should prioritize, you know, the Cantina farms for those Kyber LSTs. You should prioritize the things that are the things that you're already working on 100%. It looks like a lot of these goals are for old things, and you don't necessarily, like, I wouldn't waste a Kyber LST on Lobot. I would maybe use the Erodium LST on Lobot to bring this a little bit closer. You know, I wouldn't waste a Kyber LST on 3PO and Chewie. I would just bring him up naturally. But I do think that for raid score, that's fine then. I do think that the farms that I just sent you on Discord, in the order that I sent them, is what'll benefit your roster the most right now, as like the best case scenario for getting things. It's just you have so many things you're close to. Like, you can literally sneeze on some new GL, and it's just crazy to be that close to things. And if you put yourself in a position to allow yourself to get more resources, you're going to grow in GAC as well. So it's going to increase your crystal income on a daily basis. I don't think that it is too late for you to start on fleets. Leviathan is a very early goal for you. You are so close to it. You do not need to get it to 7-star right away. It won't be amazing at 5-star or 6-star, but if you start it now and you do 1 or 2 refreshes each month, it's like those people who are like 50 and they're like, it's too late for me to go back to school. And then at 70, they go, you know what? I am going back to school because I want to learn. Why waste all of that time? Make your own fucking life easier. Even having a 4-star Leviathan will get you down to being able to earn some crystals in your fleet arena. And I just think that you're so close to it that you should not put yourself in that position of saying, no, I shouldn't do this. Fleets are one of the most important things that you can possibly do as a player. And If you correct that, you will start to kind of see dividends, and it'll help you on your silly quest with Relic 10s because you're going to have more crystals to play with each month. Oh, my God. Anyway, I slid into your DMs. I sent you a note. It is listed in order of what I think you should do and when I think you should do it, for how you are right now. And it'll take you a couple of months, but I do think that it will be worth it for you to do it that way. All right. Let's move on. Let's see. We have Xeric. We have to scroll up to find Xeric's. Xeric. There is Xeric. 213. Let's say 213. You'll see me in 6 months. Or you could pull a Snorlax and every month just be like, I need a review. Xeric, top 20 of your fleet arena, 4 to 7 star executors, 4 to 7 star profundities, couple 7-star leviathans, 2 endurance, 2 negotiators, and a partridge and a pear tree. Okay, you're right. Separatist droids. Look, I know I'm not here to ogle your separatist droids. Right? Come back to me when all those droids are Relic 10 in 6 months. I want to see them all there. I didn't go around showing off just my R10 Jar Jar. I went around showing off every one of my Gungans at R10. There isn't a Discord as far as I know. Anyone that cares has reached out in game to ask others to respect their payout. Either way, nobody else in the top 20 has my payout slot, so daily top 1 is a non-issue. Regular ABs, all CT3, Duel of the Fates, Lover Boys, Relic 7 tier. Pretty Patrol, R7 tier. Currently working on JMK, June. Leviathan, June, July. Ray, July. R9 Ponchos, July. JML, July. PK Honda, August, September. Gas needs another 4 months or so of TBs to 7-star. Will LST everyone that isn't Relic at the moment. Probably Glat LVC. I don't know. Haven't thought that far ahead yet. Are you open to suggestions? Yes. Efficiency is fun. Not smart is not fun. See image below for Proving Grounds. Oh, that's nice. Let's see. I am totally free to play for sure. Getting daily top 10 in Coliseum for past week or two. That's kind of nice if you're getting top 10 as a totally free to play. Gold creating hard conquest. Should be back to Kyber next season. I use this spreadsheet to try and stay on track with my crystal expenses. Let's see. Oh, right. I sent you mine to show you that I have my own that you might find useful. Okay, let's check these out. We're pretty new because we are missing out on a lot of Conquest units. Interesting. I'm gonna say somewhere around 6 to 7 million. Oh my God, my man. Oh, did you? No, you didn't buy any. How are we so light on Proving Ground characters at 11.5 million? Oh my God. Oof. SM, Kanata, Jocasta, Cobb, Trench, Satil. These are okay. That's some choices were made. All right. I am going to you're currently working on, and you said you're open to suggestions. I am going to completely ignore what you are currently working on and tell you what I would work on. And you can either mesh those two things together, or you can do your own thing. I don't know. That's up to you. Dogs with lightsabers, 595 guild, 249, doing much better in the raid. Collection, we've got 1, 2, 3 GL. Ships, we have Profundity and Executor. Let's see. Our gear tracker. Yes, got some. These are some doozies today. Okay. Ray, we don't have to worry about because we don't have Ben, if I remember correct. Do we have Ben? No, we don't have Ben, and we got a while till Ben. We have JML close. Is that you? Is that you, Callisto? Xeric? Just because you said okay, I'm confused. Sith Eternal is 300 away. JMK. All right. If you did not unlock JMK already, you should, just because you're ticket farming at this point. So we're going to ignore JMK and we're going to say, yes, you're definitely getting JMK at that point. Lord Vader. No, we don't really need Lord Vader right now. Star Killer. Grand Inquisitor. Profundity. Leviathan is very close. Yeah, you don't need... No, it's not. All right. You don't need Ray right now. You really... You are your name. You really do not need Ray without Ben. Leia. Bo-Katan. Jar Jar. Ahsoka. We have the R7 tier there. Balin Skull. Jedi Master. And then Hondo is far. All right, so JMK is where you're at right now. I would definitely do Leviathan next. So JMK into Leviathan. I would fully skip Ray. You don't need her yet. Fully skip Ray and get the R9 Poncho Brothers right afterwards. Right, so JMK, Leviathan, Poncho Brothers. Ahsoka, 880. Hondo is a little further away, 1480. What are we missing from Ahsoka? I know Gas we're a little ways away. Hondo, months or so of TB. JML. JML is very close. Just Jedi training Rey. That might help you out in Conquest too. It'll buy you some time for Ahsoka and for Hondo. I'm assuming that your goal here is to try and use Kyber LSTs on these guys as they become available, because I know, that they're not available just yet. And we don't have Ezra, right? No, you don't have Ezra, but Ezra's close. Ezra's 80, 100. Ezra's also 4 months away. So Ezra is on target with Gas. So my thought here is finish JMK because you're already there. Finish Leviathan, skip Ray, do R9 Poncho Brothers. Do JML because you're close to JML. You might as well do JML. My preference is that you do Ahsoka before PK Hondo because you're much closer to Ahsoka, and both of those farms are going to be gated by Gas, right? Now, if you run into the case where Gas is not 7-star yet, you're doing Ahsoka, you run into the case where Gas is not 7-star, you can start working on Hondo and unlock Ahsoka and Hondo pretty close back to back. Hondo is really great for mods. Ahsoka is really great for R9 material. I don't really think there's a wrong way to go between the two of them, but you are much closer to Ahsoka. So I do think that it makes more sense to start working on that one, even though you're going to need a lot of R9s in that team. You, I believe, already have Cat because Cat is not in this screenshot over here, but we'll confirm. Yeah, you already have Cat. So I'd be working on Ahsoka before Hondo, and then as you start to finish Ahsoka, if Gas is not on the menu yet, then start working on Hondo. It'll just pick things up a lot easier for you. So just to recap, JMK, Leviathan, skip Ray, Poncho Brothers, Jedi Master Luke, stay on that target. Ahsoka before PK Hondo, do PK Hondo right afterwards. Bear in mind that we have a new raid likely coming in the near future, so that might change your timelines, but it doesn't look like your raid investment is like insane. It looks like this is something, depending on what the next raid looks like, that you'd be able to do in a pretty reasonable time frame without having to go crazy. So overall, I think you're on a good path, but we need to just switch around really just Ray. And Ray, once you have Ben, Ray becomes an easy pickup for you. But without Ben, it's not really that great of a team. How strong would a full R10 501st or R10 Jawas be? I mean, R10 501st would probably be fairly strong, but the problem is that Gas's team, Gas 501st, does not have a lot of recovery. So once you get hit, you've lost banners. And that can be like really tough for that team. As you lose banners, you're not getting protection back. You're not really getting health back other than a health steal. I think the team will be strong, but I don't think it's going to open up any counters that they're not already doing. It just might make some soft counters a little bit less iffy. Okay, let's keep going. My other TB officer just messaged me. What did he say? Being a silly goose is what happened. All right, let's go on to Batesmotel. Batesmotel, what time is it? 2:24. 2:24, 0. Let's just check something real quick. No? Okay, check that. Okay. Let's see. Mostly Leviathan, a few profundities, and a couple of executors. Are you coordinating? Yes, I share a payout with one other. Most of them seem to be kind of in order. Rebel Roundup, CT2, Forest Moon, CT2, Secrets and Shadows, CT1, Fanatical Devotion, CT2, Duel of the Fates, R7, Perudia Patrol, R5. Currently finishing Jabba, which is going to give you Rebel Roundup to CT3. Finishing Leviathan requirements, JML requirements and unlock, Balin. After Balin is unknown, I'm unsure if I should prioritize R9 Poncho. Yes! R9 Poncho Brothers should always be prioritized. It is a insanely good value. We need more Sins in this world. Sin being a person who's like, I know it's going to slow me down in the short term, but I'm going to really prioritize these types of farms so that in the long term it helps me a lot more. Or build out teams for incoming Conquest characters. I'm pretty dead set on finishing Leviathan requirements because I want a fleet climb to be easier with less RNG. I find efficient to be fun. If you find efficient to be fun, Duel of the Fate Brothers, I need to just do a video that's like, do it. Because some people, man. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize? No, because I know I'll unlock them eventually. Shards for important proving Garen characters. I unlock Maul, Malicos, and Satil in June. Cat, Malgus, Quadman, Luthen in July, and Bane and Fury class in August. So you have 2 months to Leviathan. I will have every Conquest tune unlocked by October, other than SM33 and Maz, who I'll unlock in January. Consistently getting Gold Crate, free to play, consistently getting 300 error currency a day that I usually spend on Rhodium Lightspeed tokens. Also, is it worth it to use these on G12 and non-Cairo characters? I fully shard farm most of the ships and most of the accelerated characters. Okay. Lightspeed tokens and Rhodium Lightspeed tokens. Your first priority is Cantina characters. If you can get a Cantina character with an Rhodium Lightspeed token, that cancels out a signal data farm being lost. That is useful to you. Your second priority is Heretic characters. Your final priority is just characters you're working on. If you... And I know I used Lobot as the opposite example in the last the last review, but if you are somebody who needs Lobot for your next farm, Lobot is an old character. If nothing else is close and that farm is going to fundamentally put you ahead, I'm still using it on fucking Lobot. I don't care. But your first priority should be Cantina characters. Your second priority should be Kyber characters. You want to use Lightspeed tokens in a way where they are helping you catch up where your pain points are. Signal data is a pain point. Chirotech, where you are in the game, is a pain point. Batesmotel, I am going to say that you are somewhere around 8 million, but I've been very off today. Oh, beautiful. 8.2 million, basically right on the dot. Now you're finishing Jabba and you're finishing Leviathan requirements. Let's see what this is looking like. So you did finish Jabba, or at the very least, you got him to Relic 5. I personally think, you know, bare minimum. Well, where you are in the game, maybe Relic 7 is the bare minimum, but where I am in the game, I feel like Relic 8 is the bare minimum for GL. Jabba the Hutt being one of the ones that you need less at R8, because he doesn't really functionally do more damage. In GAC, sometimes having a really strong Jabba can time out more of the soft counters. So I have found that to be worth it, but that's not, I don't think that that's super important for where you are right now. I just want to double check here. Yeah, Master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan are still Relic 7. Gear tracker. Finishing Leviathan. So this is your goal for the next 2 months. Have Leia, Jar Jar, Ahsoka's very far, Hondo's very far. Balin, Cal have these. Good. Lord Vader's very far. This is an interesting account based compared to what else we've been reviewing today, because a lot of what we've been reviewing today have been accounts that are like all over the place. And this is kind of the opposite, where we are nowhere near a lot of the big target farms. Sith Eternal, JML, Biggs, Wedge, Jedi Ray, Luke. Ray is far. Okay, so you're pretty far from things. Balin is a good team, and you're not necessarily far from Balin. Balin is actually a really great example of like using Lightspeed token. I don't think Great Mothers and Morgan were not at, well, Great Mothers is so close, maybe it wouldn't even be worth it anyway. Because Morgan's 7 stars, Great Mother is 6. I know that they weren't eligible for a time, even though they were within timelines because CG was being a dick. I don't know if that has changed. Balin is a lot closer, though, than a lot of your other things. And he's a really good character. I just feel like you do a lot better for yourself focusing on the strong GL farms. Definitely prioritize gas, because gas holds you up from Ahsoka, and it holds you up from Hondo and Lord Vader, but we don't really need Lord Vader right now. And you liked having us spread out in front of you sometimes, baby. Yes, I do. So I would definitely prioritize. Let's see. We don't have him unlocked. We reasonably can unlock, and we might need some Zetas. I just feel like there's so many other things. Like Raid, realistically, when you have an account like this, your guild needs you to do 3 million. You know, like you can do that fairly easily. You don't have to overinvest in the raid. Finish Jabba. Finish Leviathan. I know Jabba's unlocked, but still. It doesn't matter. GAC is fine. GAC is okay. But the problem is we still are missing so many resource junctions. And every one of those resource junctions gives you a good team too. Right? That's a huge thing. Don't have Queen yet, so getting those to R9 isn't going to give you a team, but it's still lots of extra resources. But you also don't have gas. So we can't even move towards Ahsoka or Hondo yet. So maybe Balin is worth it. Remember, your resources are there. Like short term, you might not benefit when you're working on resource things, but long term, you start speeding up a lot faster. It's like the difference in a marathon between somebody drinking an energy drink to start the marathon and a cup of coffee and they fucking blow ahead of you, and you're, kind of like just trotting along having a protein bar and like a fruit and just like better, more not consistent, more complete proteins and sugars, and you'll be able to kind of push out a little bit further. Jabba finished the Leviathan requirements. I would very strongly, very, very, very strongly go for Pancho Brothers. I cannot recommend Pancho Brothers any more than I do. JML is going to definitely help you in Conquest, so finish JML. I was torn on Balin. I'm going to say try to get gas unlocked before Balin so that you can start using currencies towards getting gas to 7 stars. But as you're doing Balin, I would be working yourself slowly towards either Ahsoka or Hondo. One or the other. I don't really think it matters which one you do. I think maybe Hondo's further. But I think maybe Hondo would be the better first one for you to do. And by the time you're really seriously thinking about it, those pirates should be in LSTs as well anyway. So that should help you complete that a lot faster. Balin is going to be like your transitional period just because everything else is so far away. I think that is the best way to do it, man. Okay. Let's do at least one more. Just because I like this person's name. Let's say 235. We'll stall for 15 seconds. What's up, Snorlax? You were on before. Trying to get a second high out of me. All right, this next one is HermaineCocaine. And HermaineCocaine has definitely gotten a review before. Are you coordinating? Yes. Hitting number 1. Assault battles, all maxed except for Pretty Patrol. I'm currently going for Maul and upgrading the collected units. I'm pretty sure I'll do next GL. Skipping Andor for now. If a new raid releases, I'll drop everything and focus on that. Dead set, not really. Don't know what is best for my roster. Efficiency leads to fun in the long run. Have all. Shards for important proving grounds. Have all and max it. Great. Extra notes. 2 to 3 months ago, I had a roster review which helped me feel confident in my path. Now, I have Glat, R9, Pancho Brothers. However, lots of my teams are parked at low relics, and I'd love for you to weigh in on what I should focus on. Half of my GLs are sitting at R7 or have core team members at R5 even. Teams that probably would like one high relic carry, Malicos, Satil, Strangers. Teams that are sub R5, Gungans, Rebel Fighters, Treyer, Afra, Maz. Mods are also a concern. I probably just need to help to pull the trigger and wipe my speed health inventory and start fresh following your guide. Thoughts? Okay. Relic filters. Not relic filters. Mod filters. So important. Now, there are players at the top end who don't use mod filters. I know like Tassanex has told me he really only uses a no speed filter. He has the time and he enjoys going through each mod and deleting what he doesn't need on his own. Mod filters are for lazy people like me who don't want to spend all of that time, but you need to get out of the habit of looking at some mods and saying, hey, Like, in fact, we're gonna find your mod score here. Oh, let's guess first. We'll talk about mods, and then you need to take your mods that you have and be reasonable and realistic about like what makes sense to keep and what doesn't make sense to keep. We did a roster review about 3 months ago. You have most things. I'm gonna say about 11.5 million GP, 13.2. We're gonna just do a mod score check. I don't normally do mod score checks, but when people specifically call out their own mods, I like to see them. All right, our mod score. I guess I could put this on the screen, right? And oh, it's not coming up because of that. Our mod score, Omega top 1 is 12. Your mod score is not terrible, but look at how many mods you have with 0 speed. And I can't imagine that those are all on older characters that aren't being used, right? So between 5 speed and less, you have about 500 mods that could be really tightened up to get you a little bit higher up. Let's check this out. Let's see. What are we missing? And if you had, well, let's see. Where's Hondo? Hondo's R9. Okay, so you're doing the R9 tier of that. So that's good. That's going to help you a lot. You just got to go back through old characters. Are we all relic hygiene at this point? So when you said next GL, I think you meant like the GL that's not out yet. All right. So it is literally all relic hygiene for you. Okay. Oh, let's do this. Whew. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. What does this look like? Going down. What are we looking at? Let's get a first cursory look. So far doesn't look awful. There's a couple of things that I would maybe change, but nothing terrible. Jedi Knight. I'm gonna tell you right now, though, man. If you're in like this, if you're in this holding pattern right now, where you have everything, and you're just waiting on the next thing, Peridia Patrol needs to be on your radar. Peridia Patrol at R9 is it's too many people ignore it, and it's just a huge mistake to ignore it. So especially being at a point where you're like, oh, I got nothing to do, I'm only working on old stuff, I would very much be R9ing my Peridia Patrol. Okay, we're gonna say Bosch to R7. Say Nihilist to R7. I fully agree with you, Ani. That's them building that basement up. Is they're building the basement up to a new level and changing the gate. 100%. Savage. R5 to R7. I'm assuming Treya is also R5. Treya is, what the fuck? Treya R1 to R7. Zavor, bad relic hygiene is like bad breath, man. Let's just sort it like this. 8. JML can stay at R8. Fuck him. He needs to use better soap. And like, this is not the worst relic hygiene account that I've seen. Just see if there's any more that are like, what are we doing here? I would definitely take Hux to R7. Really, R6. Ani, I've done a lot less writing than you have. R5 to R7, because we want to think about like Datacron usage too. Did I R10 JML? I did not R10 JML, because JML sucks now. First order officer should go to at least Relic 6. Mostly for Datacron usage. It's insane that Treya is this far down. All right, now let's specifically... Seer is at 7. I mean, Seer should be R7 because you need to be Zepho Raider ready. It's kind of crazy not to be at this high of an account. Jedi Knight Cal needs to be at least R7. R4 to R7. Malicos is R7. We're going to say Malicos to R8. Stranger R7. We're going to say Stranger to R8. But they're not as much of a priority as the other things right now. Commander Ahsoka's 9 because you have the other stuff. Cursitan. Cursitan should be at least 7. Should really be R8 or R9, but at least 7. Skiff. Is this a theme here? Jin should go to 6 so that you can use Datacron stats with Leia. Drogon should go to 8, to be completely honest. My God, I need a whole fucking new page for this. Let's, my man. What are we doing here? All right. So we're going to change this up. We're going to go Bridia Patrol. We're going to say Jabba Team. We're going to say Treya on her own. Nihilus. Savage. If you need a list, it's a bad thing. R7. 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 7. Foe to R6. Zepho ready. R7. Malicos. R8. Stranger R8. Jabba team is his own thing. Jin, R6, Treya. Where's Hux? Hux, R7. I would do R7, honestly. Anything else that was on my list here? I have Malicos. If you, yeah, if you need a list, then you need the help. I will agree with that. I'm gonna say Drogon R8. Okay, R2 can stay at R8 for now. Say I really would like to see Vader and clones at R9, but I'm gonna say LV plus clones R8 for right now because you have a lot. You have a lot going on. Okay. I'm going to keep our list to this for right now. And I'm going to send you this list because it's untenable. It's completely untenable for you to remember all this. But I'm going to say Peridia Patrol is your number one thing that needs to get done right now. Zepho Ready is your number two thing that needs to get done right now. Even if your guild is unlocking Zepho, that's extra get for your guild. Help your fucking guild out. Jin to R6, I'm going to say is 3 because that's super easy to do. And you don't want to miss out on stats on Datacrons. Same thing with Foe and Hux. Treya 6. Nihilus and Savage can stay there for right now. Job already is 7, 8, 9. Say 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so HermaineCocaine. I have just made you a list that I will send to you. So that should help you remember that so you don't have to watch this 40 times. Though, of course, watching it 40 times helps me because I get 30 cents in ad revenue if you watch this 40 times. That's going to be it for our reviews for today. I am now only one review behind from where I need to be. And if that remains the same next week, then that means we can actually do egg draws. So please, everybody, go, hey, don't do any roster reviews right now because we want to do an egg draws next week. That's completely up to you crazy motherfuckers who need me to walk you through playing your account for you. I don't know what else to say. Thank you for stopping in for brunch. Let's see. Yeah, of course you are. That sounds like you. Let's see if anyone else is on Twitch. Galaxy of Heroes. It's just me on Twitch right now, so I guess we are not raiding out today. My summer starts soon. So this summer, look out for more early day streams from me while I am bored. That's it, guys. Thanks for joining me. Peace out. Let's get the fuck out.